quiet town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, where the Ohio River gently flows, the line between folklore and reality often blurs. This serene community, with its tranquil streets and scenic beauty, hides a history teeming with mystery and the unexplainable. The most compelling of these mysteries is the legend of the Mothman. Our story begins in the mid-1960s, a period of great social upheaval and rapid technological advancements in America. Yet, in Point Pleasant, something otherworldly was stirring. On November 12, 1966, the first reported sighting of the Mothman occurred. 5 men were digging a grave in a cemetery near Clendenin when they noticed a strange figure in the sky, a large, winged creature unlike anything they had ever seen. This was just the beginning. John Keel, a journalist and ufologist, would later become synonymous with the Mothman legend. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, Keel's investigations into UFOs and other unexplained phenomena led him to Point Pleasant. Here, he teamed up with Mary Hyre, a sharp-witted local reporter. Together, they interviewed countless witnesses and sifted through reams of reports, trying to piece together the puzzle. The initial incident that set off the wave of Mothman sightings occurred on November 15, 1966. 2 young couples, Roger and Linda Scarberry and Steve and Mary Millette, were driving near the abandoned West Virginia Ordnance Works, an area known locally as the TNT area. As they drove past the old power plant, they saw 2 large, glowing red eyes staring back at them. The creature, about 7 feet tall with a wingspan of 10 feet, followed their car, flying at incredible speeds before disappearing into the night. This sighting ignited a wave of reports, with over 100 people claiming to have seen the Mothman in the following months. Descriptions varied slightly, but the core details remained consistent. A large, winged creature with glowing red eyes. The sightings were often accompanied by other strange phenomena, including UFO sightings and encounters with mysterious men in black. The Mothman sightings were not confined to the TNT area. Reports came in from all over Mason County and beyond. One particularly chilling account came from Newell Partridge, a resident of Salem, West Virginia. Partridge claimed that his television began to malfunction one evening, emitting a high-pitched whining noise. When he went outside to investigate, he saw 2 glowing red eyes in the darkness. His dog, Bandit, ran into the woods after the creature and was never seen again. As the reports continued to pour in, Keel and Hyre worked tirelessly to document each sighting. They noticed patterns and correlations, but the mystery only deepened. Keel began to receive strange phone calls, often filled with static and garbled messages. He believed these calls were connected to the Mothman and the other phenomena occurring in Point Pleasant. The tension in the town reached a fever pitch on December 15, 1967, with the tragic collapse of the Silver Bridge. The bridge, which connected Point Pleasant to Gallipolis, Ohio, was packed with rush-hour traffic when it suddenly gave way, plunging vehicles into the icy waters of the Ohio River. 46 people lost their lives in the disaster. In the aftermath, some residents claimed to have seen the Mothman near the bridge in the days leading up to the collapse, leading to speculation that the creature was a harbinger of doom. The Silver Bridge collapse marked the end of the major Mothman sightings in Point Pleasant, but the legend lived on. Keel documented his findings in his book, The Mothman Prophecies, published in 1975. The book detailed not only the sightings but also Keel's theories about the nature of the creature and its connection to other paranormal events. Keel's work suggested that the Mothman was not a flesh-and-blood creature but rather an entity from another dimension, capable of manipulating reality and human perception. He coined the term ultraterrestrials to describe these beings, which he believed could take on various forms, including UFOs, ghosts, and other cryptids. Keel's theories were controversial, but they resonated with many who had experienced the unexplainable. Mary Hyre continued her work as a reporter until her untimely death in 1970. She remained a steadfast supporter of Keel and his research, and her contributions to the Mothman investigation were invaluable. Her dedication to uncovering the truth left a lasting impact on the community and on Keel himself. The Mothman legend has since become an integral part of Point Pleasant's identity. The town hosts an annual Mothman festival, drawing visitors from around the world. A 12-foot-tall metallic statue of the creature stands proudly in the town center, a testament to the enduring fascination with this enigmatic figure. As we delve deeper into the mystery of the Mothman, we will explore the various theories and explanations that have been proposed over the years. From cryptozoologists to skeptics, everyone has their own take on what the Mothman might be. But one thing is certain: the legend of the Mothman continues to captivate and intrigue, reminding us that there are still mysteries in this world that defy easy explanation. Keel's notebook was a jumble of sketches, maps, and notes, each a potential clue in the growing mystery. Mary Heyer, ever the diligent reporter, became an invaluable ally. Her connections within the community provided Keel with access to witnesses who might have otherwise remained silent. Together, they interviewed dozens of residents, each with their own chilling story to tell. Some had seen the Mothman up close, while others had witnessed strange lights in the sky or encountered enigmatic men in black who seemed to be monitoring the town. One particularly compelling account came from Connie Carpenter, a young woman who had seen the Mothman while driving home from church. She described the creature swooping down from the sky and flying alongside her car, its red eyes glaring into her soul. Connie was so shaken by the experience that she developed a condition known as Klieg conjunctivitis, a form of eye inflammation caused by exposure to intense light. Keel and Heyer noted this physical manifestation as significant evidence, adding another layer of credibility to her story. As Keel delved deeper into the investigation, he began to notice patterns. The sightings often occurred near the TNT area, a sprawling complex of abandoned munitions bunkers and factories left over from World War II. The area, now overgrown and desolate, seemed to be a focal point for the Mothman's activities. Keel theorized that the creature might be using the labyrinthine tunnels and bunkers as a hiding place, emerging only under the cover of darkness. But the Mothman was not the only mystery in Point Pleasant. Reports of UFO sightings were becoming more frequent, often coinciding with the creature's appearances. Keel received numerous accounts of strange lights darting across the night sky, performing maneuvers that defied the capabilities of any known aircraft. These sightings added a new dimension to the investigation, suggesting that the Mothman might be linked to extraterrestrial activity. Keel's investigation was not without its challenges. The more he uncovered, the more he found himself the target of harassment and intimidation. He began receiving strange phone calls at all hours of the night. The calls were often filled with static and bizarre, robotic voices that delivered cryptic messages. Keel suspected these calls were attempts to dissuade him from continuing his research, but they only served to strengthen his resolve. One night, while reviewing his notes in his motel room, Keel's phone rang. He answered, expecting another garbled message, but this time the voice on the other end was clear. "Mr. Keel, you are meddling in matters that do not concern you. Cease your investigation, or there will be consequences." The line went dead. Keel's heart raced, but he knew he couldn't stop now. Too many questions remained unanswered. As Keel and Heyer continued their work, they uncovered a series of strange occurrences that seemed to be connected to the Mothman sightings. Electrical disturbances were reported throughout the town. Televisions and radios would suddenly emit high-pitched noises or go completely static. Streetlights flickered and dimmed without explanation. Even animals seemed to be affected, with reports of pets acting erratically or going missing altogether. One such incident involved a local farmer named Ralph Thomas. He reported that his cattle had become agitated and restless, refusing to enter their barn at night. Thomas also noticed strange footprints around his property, large and bird-like, but with an unsettlingly human quality. Keel and Heyer visited the farm, documenting the footprints and interviewing Thomas. His story added another piece to the puzzle, suggesting that the Mothman was not only a threat to humans, but also to the local wildlife. As the investigation progressed, Keel found himself drawn to the enigmatic figure of Indrid Cold. Cold was a mysterious individual who had been sighted in the area, often in conjunction with UFO sightings. described as a tall, dark-skinned man with an eerie, unblinking smile, Cold seemed to possess an otherworldly knowledge. Keel managed to track down several witnesses who had encountered Cold, each describing a sense of unease and fear in his presence. One witness, a man named Woodrow Derenberger, claimed to have had a direct conversation with Cold. Derenberger described how Cold had approached him on a lonely stretch of highway, emerging from a strange, hovering craft. Cold communicated telepathically, asking Derenberger questions about human society and technology. Keel was fascinated by this account, seeing parallels between Cold's appearance and the men in black who had been seen around Point Pleasant. The deeper Keel dug, the more he realized that the Mothman was just one part of a larger, more complex phenomenon. The connections between the creature, the UFO sightings, and the men in black suggested a web of interrelated mysteries that defied conventional explanation. Keel began to formulate a theory that these events were the result of ultraterrestrial beings, entities from another dimension that could manipulate reality and human perception. Keel's theory was met with skepticism by many, but he remained undeterred. He continued to gather evidence, interviewing witnesses and documenting every strange occurrence. He and Heyer worked tirelessly, often late into the night, piecing together the fragments of a puzzle that seemed to grow more intricate with each new discovery. As the months passed, the Mothman sightings began to wane, but the sense of unease in Point Pleasant lingered. The collapse of the Silver Bridge had left an indelible mark on the community, and the connection to the Mothman only deepened the mystery. Keel and Heyer knew that their work was far from over. There were still questions to be answered, and the truth, elusive as it was, beckoned them to continue their quest. In the end, the investigation into the Mothman would become one of the most compelling and enigmatic chapters in the annals of paranormal research. Keel's work, documented in the Mothman Prophecies, would inspire countless others to explore the unknown, to seek answers to the mysteries that lie just beyond the veil of our understanding. And so, the legend of the Mothman endures, a testament to the enduring power of curiosity and the human desire to uncover the truth, no matter how strange or unsettling it may be. The streets of Point Pleasant may be quiet now, but the echoes of that extraordinary time still resonate, reminding us that in this world, there are still mysteries that defy easy explanation.